have to be careful about what I'm doing, but I do want to find my passion because I want to find something that I can drive that same energy into. I think that it's one of those things that people have to be mindful of where they put their energy. Because if I were to give 30% less to my current job and save that 30 for outside of work, I would get a lot further than I possibly am now. But also there's that sacrifice of, oh, okay, but I'm not giving my 100%, so it's a constant battle.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me, not for the time that I spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chain.
Christmas time is here.
So Joy to the World is not a Christmas song.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
It is.
It doesn't say Christmas in the song.
They want to make it inclusive of other cultures.
Sure.
But it's when he was born, Christmas.
They don't say it in the song.
Neither does Little Drummer Boy, neither does Silent Night, neither does Jingle Bells. All of those are still Christmas songs.
Whoops.
Actually, Silent Night does talk about Christmas in context, though.
So does
And they do play it
Silent
every
Night.
year.
Or
Every year it comes on the
what
radio.
song are we arguing about? Joy to the World. So does that one.
You look cute, though.
So do you, with your little mistletoe.
Ooh, we should all go care. That's what that is. I was so confused.
What
It's
is
like, is that a
this?
cherry?
That's what I was thinking.
It looked like a cherry, though.
Right.
I thought it like I had to look at it twice. I'm like, that's a weird looking mistletoe.
Interesting. All
It
right,
does
all
like
right.
a cherry.
It does.
With blue leaves?
That's why I was confused. I was like, yo, that's a very, very weird style choice for a cherry.
Cherries have stems.
Unless you pull it off.
Yeah.
Well, then why not think that they're cranberries?
Sure.
That would have been even weirder.
Sure. I mean, it is, seasonal cranberry sauce.
True.
I never ended up eating any. Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. While I was making tamales.
So I had cranberry sauce, which was... All right, so there's a difference between like cranberry sauce and cranberry sauce.
Mm-hmm.
I had cranberry sauce at Alyssa's mom's for Thanksgiving. We were I spent the Thanksgiving holiday with her and her family and had that for the first time, and I was a little bit taken aback because I've never had cranberry sauce. So one is like a gelatin kind of like. I don't know
Yeah,
if you-
from a can.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Courtney made
Black
that.
folks don't never get the smashed cranberries parade and all that other stuff.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. It was like I don't want to say like whole cranberries. I think they were more like the cranberry like dried, kind of like maybe dried, maybe like boiled or whatever, mashed.
I think they're mashed.
Yeah, I was like, oh, and cranberries are tart,
They're so good though.
but most people, you think about it, probably ain't never had cranberries because that's not like something that they sell in the food line in the hood.
They get that gelatin.
Yeah, so most people don't.
Get out. Get out. And then it jiggle. What?
This episode probably gonna be a lot funnier if you watching if you watching us on YouTube. This episode is probably gonna be a lot funnier. Yeah, we also have the studio decorated for the holiday season. So that's oh God, you actually have jingle bells on that thing.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
So, since I roll my neck when I'm talking, you probably should have gave me that one so everybody can understand how passionate I get when I talk. All right, man.
Mm.
Okay, man. I probably should have changed shirts or something. I don't know. It's, we on the second episode for the day.
Hey.
Putting in hard work and all that other stuff. And what I mean by hard work mean that somebody is going to have to sit down and actually edit these videos.
I'll help.
You work too much.
Well, last episode was actually very, cohesive. Probably just ruined this one.
Cohesive?
Yeah, meaning that we don't have to make a lot of cuts of a bunch of stuff.
That's true. That was a very, very continuous conversation, something that we don't usually have. And a lot of people don't really notice because, editing game on point. On all factors, no matter who does it, editing game is kind of on point. Alyssa probably even better than us, honestly, when it comes to editing the videos. She be looking at stuff. She be looking at stuff like, I don't think I would have did that. I'm like, how would you have done it? And she would like give me like some long drawn out explanation, and I'd be like, yo, I didn't even think of that. Okay. It's like, yo, I didn't even know that this program even had that capability of doing that. How we get here? But it's all good.
Share the knowledge.
I'm glad that we have more people that are able to do it. I tried to call her out recently. I said she was doing too many cuts, and then I actually sat down with her and like understood the method of how she did it. And I'm like, oh, I guess that does make sense.
Again, share the knowledge.
Yeah, we can talk about that another time though.
Yes.
I'm just giving you your props, love.
Even though I'm pretty sure you didn't actually agree with all my cuts in the first place.
I mean, I just would have did a wide view and just called it a day. I would do the wide view for like 5 minutes just so I can get a break.
People's attention spans are small.
I mean, mine's is too. Don't get your person with the smallest attention span to edit the videos. I'm just saying.
How we going into this?
We gonna go into
Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trump Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. I am one of your hosts, Aaron Mack, and here with me, as always, is Marcus Morton and the lovely, the gorgeous Miss Alyssa Ramirez.
I like how my name was the thing that you slowed down on. I was like, he's going to do this all in one breath, isn't he?
Best for last. Even though she don't think she's the best, but that's fine. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool because, humble, being humble, man, what you call it? What's the word?
Humble.
You're going to hate listening back to that.
Yeah, sure, probably. The act of being humble. I'm just going to say that.
Humility.
Okay. Humility. Yes, that's the word. That's the word. She like the English sometimes, but yeah, the coffee is kicking in, so I'm a little bit wired.
Okay.
Which could be a good and or bad thing for this episode, considering that we're about to talk about what we're about to talk about. So it's the end of the year, man. We failed all the way up until this point. That's where that thing went to.
What the?
The candle, the wax melt thingy that's in here. I was just looking for that thing for a while. My bad, y'all. I'm just scatterbrainsia is a thing. It's a real thing.
Scatterbrain amnesia.
It's a real thing. Coined by Aaron Mack, none other.
Ooh, patent that.
Yeah, probably gonna patent that. No. It's probably patent by the time y'all get this episode, considering that I be uploading late sometimes, as of lately. But it's all good. It's all good. I ain't perfect. I ain't about to try to be perfect.
No one is.
I just strive to be like the other people who are also not striving to be perfect but are successful. It's the end of the year. It is the holiday season. And I personally hope that you guys who are listening to this episode right now are having a good holiday season.
Yes.
The kids right now they've been having a full winter break the entire year of 2020. So I don't want to hear nothing from y'all. Cause ain't nobody been able to go to work. So like everybody. Oh yeah. Go ahead, Max.
Yo, so me and my little brother, we went out to. All right, so First of all, we had gotten to running with our cousin. We go to the track right across the road from us.
that's
there's
dope.
a high school, so we got into running.
Mhm.
So afterwards, we went to crack eat, right? And the waiter, like, she saw his lanyard and was like, "Oh, you graduated this year?" And he's like, "Yeah." And she was like, her son did too, and like she just like hit us with like some knowledge that we weren't like really thinking of, like. And she was like, you know, this is a real, you know, interesting year. You know, it's still a blessing because, you know, we're all well and doing good and all that other stuff. But it's just like it's kind of interesting how the kids have to grow up now. Like the whole COVID thing, you know, all their schoolwork is done.
Yeah.
From home.
Right.
It's a real tough time and all this. And I think we mentioned it on the last episode.
Yeah, we did. Alyssa talked about that on the last episode. Yeah.
And I'm just baffled I didn't remember it then, but like she was just like
That's deep.
It's gonna be sad.
And to that note, like I was thinking about it when Alyssa said it on the last episode when she said that like there's kids that are being exposed to this like from the beginning, like this is their beginning.
Right.
And I was thinking about it while we were at work. There are some people who work with us who know the culture for what it is after the whole 6-foot social distancing thing started. Because I don't know if y'all really remember, but our job used to be a lot more strict than it is now.
What you mean?
Like as far as like rates go, time goes, like time off task. Like our job used to be a whole lot more strict when it came to all three of those things, and now they're just like really chill with it. And like there are people who came in the door, managers alike, as well as the regular associates who came in after the building transitioned over into this lighthearted workplace, and all of the managers that used to enforce it, most of them are gone. So I'm like, y'all don't even know what this was like before you got here. Like, yo, like, yeah.
Bruh,
like when this go back, like,
right?
Wait, when this go back, all y'all gonna go. We about to walk into the building, be like 5 coworkers. It's like a whole warehouse.
Everybody.
A whole warehouse. Like we gonna have like 5 coworkers. Man, like it's crazy, man. I thought about that. I was like, yo, that's insane. Like you ain't even gonna be here when that happens. Like, you gonna be the first one they fire. And it's like, man, get out of here, man. I'm like, bro, you got like 2 hours of TOT and ain't nobody said nothing to you, dog. Like, you know, I would have got fired on my first day. They wouldn't even
they holding that.
Bro, they wouldn't even came to talk to me about it.
Yeah, holding that.
But anyway, man, I was talking about the end of the year. We're getting back to that time of the year where we like to talk about the goals, the resolutions, and all that other stuff. I think at the time of this episode is recorded, we got a few weeks off until Christmas. It's not Christmas today, obviously, but Christmas is this week, this Friday. This Friday? Christmas on a Friday, right? The 25th is on a Friday.
I think it's a Saturday.
Is it Saturday? You got your phone? Christmas is this week, but right after that, the following week is going to be New Year's, if I'm timing that right.
Yeah. Christmas Day is on Friday. Christmas Eve is on the 24th.
Okay, so yeah. Christmas is this Friday. This Friday, at the time that you're hearing this, if I got my dates right. But anyway.
1 year party episode.
Anyway, yeah.
You got to call me out last episode. You got to call me out, so I will call you out.
You is not funny.
I will call you out.
Bad English and everything. You is not funny.
Anyway. But I am correct.
That's all that matters. Anyway,
Leo for you.
We're coming up on that time of the year where goal setting is important, and I wanted to talk on this episode about goals and how to reach those goals that you set, and why it's important to actually set goals and knowing what milestone you're trying to reach, in life. Because there was something that that happened to us last week that that I wanted to discuss. And this is actually kind of falls into the conversation that we had in the last episode about understanding your partner and what your partner is trying to say versus what your partner is actually saying. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. So let's get into it, because I don't think that at this point we have any plans for recording an episode for New Year's. I think it might be a little bit too hectic to get together on New Year's this year. I'm not sure about that, but you know, just in case, I don't really know. I have plans for the best of episodes that we talked about. So I'm not sure if we're going to meet. So does anybody have any particular goals for the new year, like for 2021 in general?
To start or something like.
I mean, just like goals
New
in
Year's
general.
resolutions, goals.
I don't necessarily believe in New Year's
But
resolutions.
I know that,
you
but
don't have to wait
like in terms of what we're talking about, it's
like,
like
why
goals.
you ain't start yesterday?
So, can we talk about like the business? and all that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we talk about anything.
All
Right?
right.
Whatever your goals are.
I
I don't know. Like, is it like we don't got any top secret stuff that we probably shouldn't put out there? I wouldn't talk about that. Like, just kind of pick and choose what you put out there. Go ahead. You won't get too much away.
Nah.
Have somebody take your idea.
Oh, okay. Nah. I just want to be like more like social media present. I know with the
social medially present.
Yeah. That could be his name.
You're not
next time.
funny.
But yeah, I want to do that for like just everything we're doing.
Me too.
Want to kind of like get my face out there.
Oh, okay. Establish your brand.
Yeah.
All right. Dope. About time.
Yeah.
Better late than never.
Took you a whole year.
Yeah, because man, that
Confidence building.
it's a terrifying thing, man.
Is it?
One slip up, you go viral, bruh, for the wrong reasons, bruh.
Publicity, fam. That sound
The
better.
wrong publicity.
That sound better than advertisement. I'm telling you, bro. I'm just about to like walk on top of a rooftop with my balls out. Like, I'm like, yo, we
No,
about to
you
be
will
real
not.
successful.
No.
Can't do that.
He's about to be real successful.
I
Wear like
veto.
some tighty whities and just let them hang. It just be like, just walk around like Richmond with a camera on me. But like, damn, bro. Like, and then tag myself in the video
do that?
on Facebook.
Not the whole title wise thing, but we can walk around Richmond and do something.
Like, bro, with his balls out in Richmond, just walking down Broad Street.
No.
I bet the podcast would be real popular then.
No.
He's like, what were they talking about to let him to do what he did?
No.
What did you drink
Absolutely
last
not.
night, fam?
Too much of
Alyssa?
that orange jubilee.
Absolutely
Oh
not.
my God. Lee, what you got?
Apparently preventing you from doing that.
That is a goal.
I definitely want to get out there and travel more.
Yes.
Especially with my little dream last night of Germany with rolling hills and sunrises and all that beautifulness. I definitely want to work with you to get a house, our
Yeah.
first house.
Definitely.
I want to start trying to find out what my real mission in life is. Because right now I haven't quite found it. I'm just trying to figure out how I can get to the main goal of actually making an impact on the world.
Yep.
That's pretty much my focus, as well as just moving forward in life.
Yep.
Just getting to the point where I'm comfortable. Starting to try and make some more time for things that I enjoy, not necessarily just being a workaholic all the time. I'm hoping that the world will go back to normal. And just hopefully enjoying life again.
This time of the year, man, like a lot of people, they want to set these goals. But one thing that I always notice about people with their goal setting, you ain't necessarily putting out a goal that somebody has to keep you accountable for. Because you like, all right, I'm going to lose weight this year. Well, If you say, well, I'm gonna lose weight, 1 pound is losing weight. So put yourself, like, I tell people, like, yo, like, you got to tell me something. Like, you can't just be like, I want to lose weight and just be like, all right, you lost weight? Yeah, I lost 1 pound. Yeah, you already succeeded. So put a number on that thing and just be like, all right, so if I want to lose weight, I want to lose this much weight by this time. Don't play around with it. Jump into it. Say, if I want to lose weight, I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna lose this much weight this year. By next year, when my goal come around, I want to lose 50 pounds or something like that. Don't just say I just want to lose weight, because now you got 1 foot in the goal and 1 foot out the goal. Like, how does that hold you accountable to doing anything? My goal, my personal goal, I know ain't nobody asked me, but I'm gonna go ahead and just say it anyway.
You asked everyone,
but I can't ask me anyway.
I asked you.
What you asked me?
What are your goals, Aaron?
Yeah, Alyssa, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you my goals.
Good.
For 2021, first of all, my first goal is I want to publish. I have to publish 2 books on January 30th. 2 books are being published on January 30th. That is happening. That is not a goal. That is prophecy. That is not maybe it's going to happen. That is prophetic. That is going to happen on January 30th. 2 books will be published out there, barcodes on them, covers, everything set on the 30th of January.
2021.
2021.
Okay.
Done
At
deal.
12 a.m.
What she saying? Anyway, dope. Pre-orders are going out soon. Anyway.
So get your copy.
Yeah. So by the end of Jesus, at the end of 2021, when 2022 rolls around, I want to already be fluent in Spanish, and I want to have 4 more books done by the end of 2021.
Okay.
So that is my goal for this year, and I'm running with that, because that book list is steady going. It's steady growing. It's steady growing. I ain't even gonna tell y'all how much is on it now. It's just it's ridiculous. I think I might want to like convert some of those into like TV shows or something and like pitch it. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Work is what I'm telling people to do. Work. Get out there and actually do the thing. Do the job. Do the thing that you're supposed to do. The thing that you're supposed to do. Don't do what they tell you to do. That's my goal for the end of this year. Do what you need to do for you. Because that's a thing that most people don't do. They don't do what they need to do for themselves, so they just live by everyone else's means and everyone else's goals and what you want to do and how you want to handle it. Like, I just can't do any thinking for myself. It's like, and that's a fear that I've always had. I don't want to live under anybody else's structure. Like, I just want to build my own structure, and that's what I want to encourage. And that's why I said, like, people, you got to take care of your star player. Your star player meaning you. That's what the Ascension Star is all about, man.
Ooh.
I can take lead on this episode if y'all need me to, but y'all got to make a decision of whether you want this episode to be just a straight lecture, or if you wanted to actually be a conversation.
Well, if you asked another question, I thought that we were still on goals.
We are still on goals, but
are we talking about why we particularly want that goal? Are we talking about what steps we're planning to make that goal? Are we going to talk about
whatever you want to talk about? Like, if you,
I don't have steps for mine. I just know that I want to get there.
All right. Because that kind of leads into my topic that you don't have steps for it, but we might want to end off with that instead of starting with that.
Yeah, well, if we want to get me super emotional, then we can go that route.
All right. I mean, this is a podcast. You can't be vulnerable. That's fine.
No.
Where the elephant is always welcome.
Where the elephant is always welcome. Where having uncomfortable conversations about growth is the name of the game.
Ascension Star on a tree. I want to put that out there. We need to get that patented. Ascension Star on a tree. We need to get that.
That would be cool.
Oh, that would be dope. That would be dope.
Like a tree topper.
Yes.
Next Christmas, the Ascension Star will be for sale as a Christmas tree topper. LED.
I'm gonna look into that.
LED. We got it. We can.
Two craftsmen right here.
Yeah.
And a craftswoman.
Yeah.
I'm more of an idea generator.
She is.
Or a researcher.
She's definitely a researcher. Remember that research that we were supposed to look into that we never looked into. She kind of pissed about that. She kind of pissed about that.
That was a whole
you
like
know,
10
and,
hours worth of
speaking
work.
and speaking of goals, 10 hours.
Well, off and on.
Okay, all right. So yeah, speaking of goals, we had goals when we first started, and we never really reached out to achieve those goals. We just kind of did it for fun and just kind of did it as like hobbyists for the most part. We podcasted for a hobby for the whole first year, which ain't nothing wrong with that, but we didn't accomplish the goal that we set out to do. Right. And though I was okay with that because I love doing the podcast, I don't particularly love to edit the podcast. I'm gonna be real. I don't think I should be the one editing the podcast, but you know, I am, especially with everything else going on in my life. I kind of put pressure on the wrong person, and it became noticeable. So once I started adding pressure to Alyssa unintentionally, like, because I had to realize who she is and what she's capable of. Now, Alyssa is a analytical thinker. If I tell her something, it doesn't stop there. She's like, okay, well, that's an issue. I'm a fixer. I'm a helper. Let me figure out how to solve this. And I put too much on her. So now that, you know, we're looking at it like, oh yeah, we love doing the podcast. We love doing this every week, even though we have a few challenges getting here to the table to do it. Regardless, we still enjoy each other's company. It's still just a family thing. It's all love when we get together. There's still the back end of it of y'all said that y'all were going to do something and y'all never did it. And we got to own up to that. Right. At this point, I would say that I'm going to own up to my part in it, saying that your goal was to make 1,000 hours this year, and you didn't necessarily do it. You didn't come close. I'm just being real. You said that you were going to do 1,000 hours, and because of Alyssa, her inability to outwardly express the problems, she never said, "You're fucking up. Here's what you need to do. I'm not going to tell you what you need. I'm not going to tell you what you're supposed to do, but here's what needs to be done. Whether you do it or not is on you." She doesn't have that ability. What she rather do is and it may or may not be an issue. It's just something that I need to understand because we don't. It's not something that we outwardly talk about. I know last week we talked about communication, but there was some stuff that she had concerns about that I wasn't doing, and she never said it. We never talked about it. She kept it internal, and she took it on herself. Said, okay, well, if you're not doing it, we're not successful. We are not successful. There must be something wrong with me.
Oh.
Yeah.
So and that's why, like, when I talked to you about it last week, I wasn't trying to go too deep into it because there was still some things that I was trying to figure out when it came to it. But the problem here is that there was a goal set, and there was no action to reach the goal. And that's what I wanted to talk about on this episode is why is it that people set goals and they don't reach to achieve those goals. I talk about my inability to withstand people and their ideas. Everybody got an idea all of a sudden. Everybody wants to, hey man, let me tell you about this wonderful idea I got, and then they don't do anything about it. There was a whole YouTube channel that was supposed to be built when we first started the podcast. Everybody was like, oh man, they doing a podcast, you know, I can do this too. And then everybody came to us, was like, all right man, are y'all down with this? And I talked to you about it. We had a whole thing set up. We had a name for it and everything, and then all of a sudden everybody just disappeared. It was like, okay, well, I got to work that day, or I got to do this and I got to do that, but you weren't really trying to commit to it. You were just saying just for the sake of the conversation. Well, here the Dirty Trunk this is what episode, I ain't even gonna try to say a number. I don't even know. 60.
Well into the 70s now, I think.
It is 65. I think it's 65.
Isn't it?
I think it's 65. Episode 64, 66. I'm gonna say 66. Regardless,
I'm probably this episode.
Yeah, I think I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong because 62 dropped this week.
Okay.
So so I'm gonna say that I'm probably wrong, but it doesn't even matter because we well established as on a time perspective. Most podcasts don't last for what is it? The statistic is most podcasts don't last no more than 3 months.
Yeah.
And that's a top average. That's not even the bottom average. That's a top average.
Oh, wow.
3 months is the top average. So we stood the test of time. But the problem here is that it's not that y'all stood the test of time, but Now, where the growth at? Because we not necessarily though, and we're it's a steady growth. But to somebody who's a business minded person that enjoys the analytics and love to see the growth, and there's we want to talk about scaling the growth, because it's one thing to say, yeah, I want to grow my podcast, but one listener every single year, one new listener every year is also growth. Do we all agree on that? One new listener every year is growth.
Right.
So for a person who's the hobbyist that just does it because they want to have fun doing it, namely us, we look at that like, okay, that's pretty good. But what I didn't realize was that there's a very business oriented person that's on our team that looked at that and was like, it could be better. It can be better. How do we make it better? And I'm just like, yo, just relax. It's growing. Let it happen. We'll continue putting this ad space out here. We continue putting this all out there. And you know, we'll just keep going. We'll keep throwing the punches the way we know how to throw the punches. But there was a person who wanted to scale it, and we weren't scaling it. And that was the issue. That's the issue that we're having right now as a team. As a team, that's what we're having right now. That's the issue. And I had to like sit back and was like, yo, why is she so bent out of shape about this? Like, I'm good. I'm feeling good about our success. Like, we got listeners in Ireland. We got listeners in Australia. We got a new country that just popped up there. But what I think that messed her up was, I think at some point you uploaded an episode and you kind of looked at our analytics on Anchor, didn't you? You didn't? Because
until recently, I didn't have the access to Anchor.
It's always logged in.
Anyway. I don't usually hop on the computer. I usually do it off my phone.
You won't upload the episodes on your phone.
Exactly.
But anyway. But yeah, that was the issue that we're having. It kind of brought up a reality that, you know, it's easy to set a goal, but it's hard to understand the process that it takes to reach that goal. So what I want to understand today is, like, what I want to get to an understanding is that why do most people set a goal and then they never put in the process to actually get to that goal? Like, why would a person set a goal and never do anything to reach it? How does that even make sense? If you want to do it, I would think that you would do anything it takes. But what I'm starting to realize is that not everybody is going to do everything that it takes to reach a certain goal. Because I'm like Randy Orton. Randy Orton once said, and I said this before. Yeah. Randy Orton once said, and I played a video clip right in the background because I got it on my computer. I played a video clip right here. Randy Orton said that if my own grandmother got in the way of me getting the WWE title, I will RKO her too. Meaning that he will do anything it takes to get to his goal. That's scalable. Now, we had a whole year's run and we never scaled the goal. We never actually reached for more listeners. We never reached for clientele. We had all this merch. We had all this, all these things that we had to do. We had all these things going for us, and we are pretty successful in our space. But the fact of the matter is that we failed as businessmen to push it out to the masses.
Right.
And that's the problem that we're having right now. So, what I want to understand is, how is it that a person can set a goal, but they never really follow through with the process of reaching that goal?
I think it's a mindset thing. We've said it before. People get complacent in their job and they want to break out of it. They know how to break out of it, but the 9 to 5 is survival. It's the easiest thing to survive, and that's all people care about is survival. They will have all these ideas. They might even start them, but they don't go hard for them. They get into a space where it works just finely with the survival and something I can do on the side, and it just becomes stagnant. They hit that glass ceiling.
Yeah.
Kind of remind me of something my dad would always imply. If you're gonna do it right.
Right.
Always go hard for what you trying to do. Everything he gets into, and I've kind of just noticed it recently, because he tints windows and all this other stuff, and he would always watch videos, even YouTube, even though he'll like fall asleep while watching them, but he will always watch videos of the craft he's trying to get into.
Yeah.
It's always constant.
Yeah.
Like I come home from school, he's watching a video of like how to do this tint, how to do it this way, constantly learning some new things.
Yeah.
Going hard for it.
I might need him. like real soon in the future. Summertime coming, and we driving fish bowls. So yeah.
Right. But yeah, it's all complacency and a mindset. It's very easy to push through it and get stuff done, and it's very easy to just fall into a comfortable zone and just be stagnant.
But see, that's the biggest issue right there. It's like it's easy to succeed at work. And what I mean is like you look at our job. It's so they have a system in place from the time you come in the door. Alyssa is a part of building that system. But those people, when we go to work, we can follow that system from the time we get in to the time we hit the clock in the morning to 5:30 when we get off of work. But the system is gone. So because you hate the system that you're working for, and the system that you're working for isn't working for you in your personal life and your professional life, you resent the system. So at that point, what I'm starting to understand is the hatred for the system is what breeds most of these good ideas, quote unquote good ideas. And if you're anybody in my circle or have come across me on a day-to-day basis, you know who you're talking to with your good idea that you ain't never put out there. But anyway, that's a whole different ball game in of itself. I don't want to put those people on blast like that. But we hate the system while we're in the system. And then all of a sudden, this is what I call the workplace entrepreneurs, is that when you on the clock and you hate the job and the job getting on your nerves, all of a sudden you got all these good ideas of things that you can do outside of work. But then once you get off, you ain't putting in no energy into that thing. And I have the issues sometimes too, where I'm like, all right, so. And I have a system outside of work. It's not the best system, but it's a system nonetheless. I'll think of all these things that I need to do because I'm in the moment of the job. The job is upsetting me. The job is irritating me. So I start coming up with this list of things that I'm doing. And then when I get off, I don't even remember what I'm supposed to be doing first. So what I don't understand is that mentality, and I want to get into that as why somebody could be in like voluntarily now, because nobody forced you to get a job. Voluntarily, somebody is in this system and they're following rules in this system, and you can succeed in that system. I mean, I'm the perfect example of that. Like, I shouldn't be in the position that I am. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there. I am not the person to be in the position I am not the person to be in the position that I am. I am not the best associate. I'm not an employee. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there. I hate rules.
You are one to take charge.
I hate rules. I don't like structure. So I am the very wrong person to be in this position, and I just want to go ahead and put that out there. But it's a system. Because I mastered the system is the reason why I got the job. Does that make sense? And that just shows that anybody can master the system. Even the shittiest of people can master the system and get promoted in the system. But they follow the system. But when they get out of the system, they don't have a system. And one thing that I learned is that in life, you have to have a system for success. And if you don't have a system for success, you're gonna fail. Your success never scales if you never do anything about it. If there's not a structure in place to build upon your success, then you will never succeed at anything. So I would like to understand, how is it that a person could go to work for 50 hours a week and then have their time to themselves and don't do anything about the goals that they said they were going to reach? Not everybody at once.
Thoughtful pauses are a thing.
I mean, it's like you said, they have that workplace, how you say it?
The workplace entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Once they get into that, well, I mean, it's even like we said on the previous episode or previous episodes. The brain is made to solve problems. You don't like the situation you're in now, so your brain is constantly working to make something to get out of that situation. But you're not at work 24/7. So you're not going through that hate, that resentment of the job. And then once you get off, you're relieved. So your brain's like,
fresh air.
Right. It's like, oh, we're in a safe place now. So let me go on about my business. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about the job until
I go back. I go back.
So 5:30 is your or whenever you get off work. That's your freedom. It's very short lived, but it's something that we learn to accept. Yeah. We learn to internalize. Even look forward to. Like you go on the job and then you're like, you just got there and you're just like, man,
I'm ready to go.
Right? It's like I can't wait to get off. You just got here.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's one of those things that, well, me in particular, I need to be careful of where, and you've said it to me too, and I know, but I have to be careful of where I put my energy. I am very much like, I'm going to help. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Whatever I do, I'm going to do it well. So I have the tendency to overextend myself to make things easier for other people just because I think that that's where I thrive.
Ooh.
So me, despite the fact that I'm not exactly the biggest fan of where I'm at now, I'm going to do everything that I can to do 120 all the time. So whenever I do get off, granted, that's also one of the reasons that one of my goals is finding my passion so that I can find something that makes me want to stay up for long hours or whatever the case might be within reason. Because I also have the issue of, oh, okay, well, once I find my passion or what I find, whatever makes me need to go, I don't stop and I get very little sleep and then something could happen.
She becomes Aaron Mack.
No, I will be a zombie and I might crash my car.
Don't do that.
So I have to be careful about what I'm doing, but I do want to find my passion because I want to find something that I can drive that same energy into. And I totally lost where I was having that thought. But I just need to be careful of what I'm doing. But I think that it's one of those things that people have to be mindful of where they put their energy. Because if I were to give 30% less to my current job and save that 30 for outside of work, I would get a lot further than I possibly am now. But also there's that sacrifice of, oh, okay, but I'm not giving my 100%. So it's a constant battle.
Well, that's an internal struggle.
It's still a struggle.
That is, yeah. I mean, a struggle nonetheless, but it's an internal struggle. But your internal struggle isn't everybody else's truth.
No, but there are going to be some people that can relate.
Yeah, I mean, that's not what I'm saying. Like, I'm not like diminishing what you're saying, but and like one thing that I want, like, I try to get Alyssa to understand, and I'm gonna tell exactly why she is the way she is and why she had a problem with what we're doing, because she knows that she has the skill to improve what we have, but we don't have a system. Alyssa, if you look at her assessment, she wasn't meant to build the system. She was meant to analyze the system, break the system down, and improve the system. But she wasn't made. Her wiring isn't to build the system. Her wiring is to improve on the system. My wiring is to build the system, and I ain't did it. And that's the problem. She don't have a system, though, so she can't put it like into. She can't put her energy into something that isn't making her no money. Like, she say that money ain't important, but I mean, well, all means the job pay the bills. This ain't paying the bills. So why put my energy, like mentally, psychologically, she can't focus on something that ain't paying her, that ain't bringing in income, because that's where her vice is right now, money. That's where but that's what your focus is gonna go to. That's not necessarily saying that you care about money more than anything else, but right now psychologically, you can't put energy into something that isn't fruitful, because you start to feel like a failure. Correct?
No.
No?
No. Money
All right.
is not the driver. It's the
Money is not the driver.
I'll tell you exactly what it is.
Go ahead.
Is I see how burnt out you're making yourself because you stretch yourself so thin, and I can't help because I'm so burnt out.
We just too burnt out, motherfucker. We just need to change our light bulbs. That's what it sounds like. But anyway, get some LEDs, right? Right. But her job isn't to create the system. So therefore, it's impossible for her to jump into the middle of something that we got going on when there's no system. She don't know where to jump in at. So what we needed to do was create a system for her, and we never did that. She gave us the research to create the system, and we never did it. We had the tools in front of us to do it, and we never did it. So therefore, when she jumped in, she got burnt out because she was like, "What the it's like putting a cat in a room full of lasers. Like, where the fuck? Where am I going? Like, what do you do, right?" So and that's what our current situation is. Our current issue is that we don't have a system, and we haven't built a system. We have a whole LLC right now on Ascension Media Group, copyrights on our intellectual property, and no system to back up what we're trying to do. And that's the problem that we have as a company. We have that problem, and that's what we're going to fix in 2021. So along with the goals that I have in 2021, those are the things that we're going to do. But what I wanted to talk about is the reason why people they can't commit to their goals. And this conversation came about because Alyssa and I were talking about her passion. I'm always asking her, like, she always say that this is what she wants to change the world. And Alyssa's one of those type of people that she'll do anything possible to change the world. And we watched this movie recently, Alyssa, bear with me, because at the end of this conversation, you either gonna hate me or I'm gonna try to make it. It's all good. You in a safe space. It's a safe space. So we watched this movie, right, called Operation Christmas Drop. Now this movie, I'm thinking it's just like, it's a Netflix rom-com. Got your girl Cat Graham in it. For anybody who watched Vampire Diaries, Cat Graham, yeah, that's Bonnie from Vampire Diaries. You just look it up. So this movie is on Netflix. It's about a military operation that's going on in Guam, and it's an Air Force operation where the islanders and the people in this unit, they're dropping gifts off to the islands of the islands of the impoverished islands that's surrounding the area that they're at. I think over 100 drops they were doing every year. The movie is about a woman who works for a congresswoman who has this military base in her division, and she's looking to do budget cuts. So she's looking at Operation Christmas Drop like a waste of money. Now, what she realizes that when she gets there is that these people, out of the kindness of their heart, aren't using any of the military's resources. They're just using the planes. It's our own money. We're getting all of the gifts. Everything that we're dropping off is pretty much coming out of our pocket and our time, and they are doing everything that's possible to make sure that these islands get these gifts, even if it destroys them in the process. And she gets there, she's looking to do all these reports or whatnot to try to shut this operation down, and then she realizes, like, yo, this is flawless. Like, y'all are doing what the world should be doing right now. Like, Santa Claus is real to these people on these islands, because y'all are literally dropping stuff off in a metal sleigh. Like, y'all literally dropping things off. Now, what I learned, like, during the movie, I'm just looking at it like, that's deep. That's deep. And I'm looking at it like, all right, how do I do that? I'm looking to make plans to do this and figure it out. Like, yo, I'm figuring it out along the way. I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to do stuff like that. I want to give. Like, but my thing is, I was sitting next to a woman who was watching the same movie that I was watching, and the movie made her cry. I mean, like almost boo-hooing. And
I never do.
And overnight, she continued crying because of this movie. Now, for anybody who, I probably already spoiled the movie or whatnot, but
spoiler alert.
We passed that. I already explained it. But we watched the movie, and the movie made her cry, but her passion kept her crying. And it's deep because while I was looking at this movie and just thinking to myself, like, I need to figure out, like, right now, I'm coming up with plans on top of plans on top of plans. Like, yo, look, if I do this, I get this much. I do that, I get that much. I can give back this much. Do this, do that. I'm coming up with full systems. We've come back to this word, systems. This is how I'm going to get to that goal. Because with the what they say, the rich and successful say, how can I afford this? How can I afford to do that? What can I do to afford that? But Alyssa looks at it, and because she has this goal, she got frustrated because she didn't know how to get to the goal. Now, most people won't succeed for one or two reasons. First reason is you don't know what the hell you want in life. You woke up this morning like a fucking accident, and you was just like, whatever this day give me is whatever I take. I'm not going to come up with anything. I'm not going to come up with my own ideas. I'm not going to contribute to the world. I don't really care about none of that. I'm going to take what I can get. And these people, you will know these ones from the people who, they don't do anything. They don't. They go through life. They come to work and they clock in and they complain about the job. They don't do anything else. That's all they do. That's all they want to talk about is work. You get off of work, they talk about work. We had a house full of people on our and I ain't trying to put none of y'all out there. I love every last one of y'all. I just can't really hang out with y'all like that because all y'all talk about is work. I can't endure that type of mental beating where I'm trying to accomplish a goal and all you want to do is talk about work. We don't need to talk about work if we off the clock. Point blank, period. Like don't complain to me about your boss while you're off the clock. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I ain't about to indulge in that conversation. If you ever talk to me about work outside of work and I kind of blew off the conversation, I'm letting you know why that happened. This is why that happened. I don't like to talk about work while I'm off the clock. I got things to do. I got a life to live. All right. There's people counting on me, right? There's one right next to me. There's one in front of me. There's one at back in Lawrenceville with her child. They depend on me to not focus on work while I'm not at work. So do not talk to me about work. I don't care. I ain't got nothing to do with this place while I'm not on the clock. All right. The second group of people are the people who got goals, who won't succeed. That don't make no damn sense, right? Right. So these are the people, and follow me when I say this. Like these people, they got the goal. They know the goal. They know exactly what they want, but they are not willing to put in the work or make the sacrifices to understand who they need to be to get to where they want to be. Like I made Alyssa ask herself the question, like, yo, like, are you the person right now? Are you the person that you want to be right now? Ultimately, everyone's going to say, yes, I'm the person that I want to be right now. I think I'm pretty good. Okay, cool. The goal that you got, are you the person right now that you need to be to make that goal? Well, you had to answer that. I can't answer that for you. I can't answer that for you. I can look at myself and be like, all right, so 10 years from now, when I got 70 books out, let's hope I don't burn myself out by the time that day comes. I got 70 books out 10 years from now. Me as the person right now, as I am right now, am I going to be the same exact person 10 years from now after I finish writing those books? Absolutely not. Me as a person that I am right now, can I be a successful real estate investor? Absolutely not. I know that. Absolutely not. You will never succeed if you are the person that you are right now. And you will never be the person that you need to be unless you actively work on the person that you need to become. If your goal is to make $1 million, do you have $1 million mindset? I can tell you right now, I don't have $1 million mindset. I still got a job. And everybody can say, well, having a job is not that bad. Absolutely it is. It's absolutely horrible. 40 hours a week that I'm spending at work. But the problem is that the mindset, the person that I am right now, I can't get out of the mindset of not going to work. I can't get out of the mindset of needing that system that pays me every single week. I can't get out of that mindset. That's my brain ain't wired like that yet. But that's the person I need to become in order to make this the $1 million. That's not to say that once I quit my job, I'm going to be making $1 million. That's probably not going how that's going to be working. I'm probably going to be broke for a little while. Probably just go ahead and put that out there. We already had this conversation 2 episodes ago. Probably going to be broke. Starving artist mode. We going there. We going there. And I'm gonna take it a little deeper and talk about the people who they know what their goal is, but they can't necessarily make their goal because they don't understand that the process needs to be embraced in order to make that goal. Now, I want to use an example, right? Now, follow me, right? My belt cutting into my fat. Anyway, transparent. Anyway. I'm gonna use the example, right? Now, last time y'all came here, y'all had Jace with you. We were in here recording the podcast, right? I want to use this as an example. This is only an example. He in the living room. What's his goal? While he in the living room, while we in here, what's his goal? I'm watching Paw Patrol. Don't bother me.
Oh.
I'm watching Paw Patrol. Don't bother me. Chase in the living room. He watching Paw Patrol. Do not bother him. Right? He good. He good as long as Paw Patrol on. He got food in front of him. Got a few toys or whatnot. He good. He ain't worried about nothing. Paw Patrol go off. Commercial break. What's his goal?
Mommy.
Exactly. Mommy. I want to see mommy. Where's mommy? All right. Paw Patrol come back on. I'm going back to the TV. Right. All right. Follow me. I go in that living room. I turn Paw Patrol off. What's Jake's goal?
Go to mom.
No, his goal just got interrupted. He pissed. He pissed. His goal just got interrupted. He watching Paw Patrol. You go in and turn the TV off. All right, it's time to go. He pissed. He's screaming. He yelling. He want Paw Patrol. That's all he wants is Paw Patrol. Right? So Paw Patrol go off. Come on commercial or whatnot. He come back to see mommy, but the door closed. What's his goal?
Still to get the mom.
He pissed because the door closed. Now he don't care about nobody in the room doing no podcast. He don't care about nobody working. And nobody tell him that we were working. But he pissed because the door closed. He can't reach his goal. Right? All right. Another example. I go in there while he's watching Paw Patrol and I turn the TV off. And he gets pissed off again, right? I throw a piece of candy or some snacks in front of him. What he do? And this is just all kids in general.
Right.
Like, what he do?
He wanted the snacks.
He want the snacks. Chase who? Rover who? I don't care about no damn Paw Patrol. Give me the snacks, bro. Mommy who? I got a mommy? What? Bro, who is that? Like, no, I want the snacks, bro. Like, for real. And what I want everybody to understand is he had a goal. When his goal was interrupted, he found a new goal. When that goal was interrupted, the pressure of not being able to make the goal hit him. Paw Patrol went off. I came back here to see mommy. The door was closed. Now Paw Patrol laying on and the door closed. I can't see mommy. I ain't got no snacks. Now I'm pissed. Adversity hit him. This is not a joke. Adversity hit him. So the goal was interrupted. So now he was pissed. So now what? Now what do I do? Most people would get into that sense of when your goal get interrupted, you just like a squirrel. You just go and find a new one. You just like, all right, plan A didn't work, plan B didn't work, D, D. DE. None of those plans work. Now I got to go find a new one. All right. Now what y'all missed was now that the goal wasn't set. The goal was set, and I didn't make the goal. But now something new was thrown in front of me. Now I just switched my whole game up. I don't want the snacks no more. I don't want mommy. I don't want the Paw Patrol no more. I want the snack. He switched the whole game up because the goal was too hard. He gave up on the goal, so now he had to switch it up and go on to a new one. And what most people fail to realize is that in order to succeed at something, you have to be able to go through that pressure. That's what that example was about. Going through the pressure and following through with what you said you were going to do, because what builds a champion is not what you do when in the moment that you said you were going to do it, is what you do in the moments that you don't feel like doing it. And when you don't feel like doing it, what do? Most of the time people say, I don't feel like doing that. I don't feel like doing that. I don't feel like going there. I don't feel like thinking about that. That's too hard. That's too much. I'm dealing with this right now. I'm dealing with that going on. It's too much. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. Yeah. And then you and I hate to hear this, bro. I hate to hear somebody say that I'm lucky because of what I got going on. I'm lucky. Like, I was reading through, and y'all know I just did the NaNoWriMo challenge, 50,000 words in the month of November, and obviously there's going to be some people who can't necessarily make it. I made it a goal to make it, and I'm just like, all right, cool. Now I'm about to write a book about how to make it in NaNoWriMo. That jump about to be 20 pages long. Like, for real, don't bullshit it. Don't bullshit it. Stop feeding these people these lies. Like, they need to have all these different systems and all these different things in place in order to get this shit done. No, just do it.
Right.
Like, it ain't got to be perfect the first time around. Just do it. Like, what I'm trying to put out there is that most people, when they hit that pressure, when they hit that goal, like when they can't reach that goal, they start getting pissed off at everybody around them. They start to lash out at the other people around them. And what I noticed that when NaNoWriMo was happening, there were people who weren't making that goal, who were pretty much like kind of diminishing what everybody else had done by saying stuff like, y'all are lucky. Well, how am I lucky? Because I got 50,000 words by the end of November. Like, how am I lucky? Like, I don't think it was luck that I had to sit in front of my computer like you had to sit in front of the computer and type out this damn word, these words, just like you did. 51,000 words is where I ended up when I was done. 51,260, I think it was, is where I was when I finished it. But I'm lucky, right?
You worked hard.
I'm lucky. No, I'm lucky. I didn't work hard. I'm lucky. I'm lucky. So with and people, they get to this point of trying to reach their success where they're looking at everybody else and say, well, you're lucky. I hate to hear that. I hate to hear that. You lucky that you got the 63 episodes. If somebody told you that, how would you feel?
Wouldn't feel good.
Right, that's a problem. Like, yo, like I would be.
Anyone could, if you put in the time and hard work, you
exactly.
So that much do it. Just showing up and doing it.
That's simple. That's simple. Especially something like a podcast. Like, bro, I feel like anybody can podcast. Like,
especially
no,
now.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You can record a podcast on your phone, bro. Like, don't do that. Like, come on, bro.
Thanks to the Anchor app, you can have no. I was gonna try.
Man, thank you to the sponsor Anchor for allowing us to do this, because if we wouldn't have been able to start if it wasn't for them. But anyway, for the people who say that you're lucky to succeed at something or do something, those people are, I would say, they full of shit. So here's the thing. Those people who also say you're lucky, when they're not talking to you, they say it isn't fair.
Cool.
They say it ain't fair that I got this talent, but I can't do what they do. It ain't fair that I can't succeed at this, but they can. Right? I seen this. I seen this in the NaNoWriMo group. I seen the words. This is not fair. I seen this.
What?
I seen this. There are people literally putting 10,000 words in one session, but it ain't fair because you can't make it in a whole month. You can't make 50,000 in the whole month, so it ain't fair. I seen this with my own 2 eyes. I watched this. I've commented on it. I was like, yo, that's not right. This is not the mentality that you're supposed to have when you're going through this. First of all, you shouldn't be on Facebook. If you get the fuck off Facebook, for one thing, you might be able to make something happen while you sitting here addressing people who don't agree with your comment. You could be writing. Like, it ain't fair. You know, what ain't fair, I'm gonna tell you some things that ain't fair. Right? I'm gonna tell you some things that ain't fair. What is not fair is the fact that I got to get up early to do what I do, and I got to wake up at 3 o'clock every single day. I got to read every single day. I got to make myself this person that sponge up all this knowledge just to be where I'm at, just so you can look at me and be like, all right, now that you got to where you at, pull me up to where you at. That ain't fair. What ain't fair is that I got to do all this reading and all this listening to all these successful people and get the knowledge of all these people who are 10 times wealthier than I am, who's been in the places that I'm at right now and who has been through the struggle to reach success. What ain't fair is that I got to follow them and then come back and tell you what they said, and then you look at me and be like, oh, I can't do that because X, Y, Z, insert excuse here. What ain't fair is that I can't live with the excuses of the same excuses that you have to make it to success, but you feel like we're in the same boat. That's not fair. That's not fair. It's not fair that I have to put in the work to make it to where I need to go, but you get to play video games and sit down on your ass and gossip about work while you off, but you try to get to where I'm at, and then you look at me and try to make me feel bad about my success. That's not fair.
That's why you don't let it happen.
That's not the point. It don't stop it from happening because I don't allow it to get into my no square.
Your system.
It still happens. It still happens. It happens all the time. And as long as I'm around the people that I'm around, even though I keep them at a distance, I'm still in an environment where it happens. I can't help that until I get out of the system. It is what it is. Right now, while I'm in the system, it's gonna happen. It is what it is. What I want to put it out there, like, if you have a goal, bro, you got to put in the work to make it. You gotta fight through that thing. You can't just wake up every single morning and say, I don't feel like doing that, so I'm not going to do it. Well, if you're never going to feel like doing it. I'm going to just be real. There's never been a day where I wake up and just feel like writing. Never have I just woke up and just felt like writing. On November 1st, when NaNoWriMo first started, NaNoWriMo, by the way, for anybody who trying to figure it out, National Novel Writing Month. That's a month where writers all over the world, they take the challenge of finishing a novel of 50,000 words or more by the end of November. It's pretty much a challenge to get people in the spirit of writing every single day, and get you to build the habit of writing every single day. And what I did on November 1st, I stayed up. I could have went to bed. I was tired. I was already up for a full 14 hours, and then I stayed up to write. How many words did I write that day? I
think it was like 3,000.
It was like 3,000 words the first day. The first night, I was up until like 4 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, bro, it was like a runner at the starting line. I was at the computer like this. I was looking at the clock at the bottom of the computer. I was ready to go. Like at 12 o'clock, I was ready. I had my energy drink next to me, had a cup of coffee over here, bottle of water over here. I was ready to go at 12 o'clock. But most people, because they don't feel like doing something, they don't feel like doing it, they won't do it. So you get to a point where your feelings have outweighed your goal.
It's true.
So once your feelings outweigh your goal, what you got?
You ain't got
Empty
nothing?
promises.
Yeah, that too.
Hold yourself accountable. If you put a goal out there, how many books I said I want to write by the end of 2021?
You said 4 additional.
Yeah. So that means That means in the year of 2022, at the end of 2022,
You'll do an additional 8, and then
books will have-
16,
right.
and then 32.
Right.
Oh, you might be done well before
I plan
20
on it.
or
I plan on it.
2030.
I plan on it. Yeah. Because I'm not 1 foot out of my goal. I made a number. I wrote the number down. I put these charts. I got charts for the whole team to see of every goal that I have. And I constantly update it. I'm updating that thing right now. I'm mentally updating it. I know what, anytime I open it up, how often is my phone in my hand?
Yeah.
Usually,
That's my answer. Yes.
Usually,
Yes.
usually, what am I doing?
What?
How much of the day am I not working?
You are always on your phone.
How much of the day am I not working?
I don't know.
If you had to put a percentage on it, how much of the day am I not
2.
working? 2% out of 100% of the day is how much she said I'm not working. Which,
You don't even
which
sleep
is bullshit,
hardly.
but you know.
You hardly even sleep. You sleep maybe 4 hours.
Believe.
He closes his eyes, open them. I'm ready to
Genuinely. Genuinely. He does that.
Lee,
He's like, oh, thought of something.
Lee, think about it. If I slept, when do I have time to work?
When you're awake.
But if I'm with you,
You can always work when you're with me.
I'd rather not.
Well, you should.
You heard it here, everybody. Alyssa said I can work while I'm with her. You heard it here. All right. So I guess we can go ahead and start shutting this episode down because
man.
everybody else at this table and y'all, because
You-
I can tell.
I
now,
wasn't about to throw you off your roll.
I can tell now that
You were on a roll.
God, I was just like,
I was like, okay, and no, and,
Look,
no.
Look, because as long as we've been doing this podcast, I can tell when my co-hosts start getting to the point where they're like, all right, bro, it's starting to feel like church now.
I was like information overload.
It's starting to feel like church now, my dude. Go ahead and cut it back.
He's
but
just a little too far, or a little too close to November. He's still in that NaNoWriMo mode.
Oh man,
come on, now,
I
don't
mean,
do me like that. I've already started the third one.
I know you have.
Till you play it.
I'm 10,000 words in on that. It's only the third. I started in December. It's only the the 4th day of December. 10,000 words in.
Wait, 5th?
It's
4th.
The 4th. Damn, you good.
I wrote the date all day yesterday. I can't remember though.
All right. Anybody else got anything to add on the goal set? Marcus like he about
Not
to
after that.
he about to die.
Make sure your goals are measurable. That is the only way that you're going to make it to it.
I'm glad somebody took something out of this. Even if it's you.
Even if it's me.
I talk to you about this all the time. Don't even go there.
But
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and end this conversation. Make sure you guys like
like and
this
share.
episode. Subscribe to the channel if you're on YouTube.
Leave us a review.
Leave a review, please, because
Check out our website.
according to Facebook, we trash. Because ain't nobody leaving no reviews. Even though everybody liking the content, everybody doing this, everybody doing that, leave a review, especially so our brand manager could understand that there is growth even when there's no money.
I just want the effort to be realized.
It will.
Understand? And it will. Being patient also.
That I am not.
She's. But that's what happens when corporate America gives you your marketing degree.
Or that's what happens when...
Because corporate America teaches you that, especially in school. I ain't trying to knock your degree. You worked hard for that. I know you worked hard for that because I know you. But they teach you that, that time is important, not the effort. The time is important. That's what
Effort isn't important to me?
that's what they teach you.
I have my own mind. I have my own mind.
I know. Anyway.
So enjoy your Christmas, everybody.
Merry-
Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays to everyone that doesn't celebrate Christmas.
That too.
Yeah. Oh, right. Damn, I feel so bad. I forgot we have listeners in other places.
Brand manager.
Well, if you were doing what you were supposed to do, you would have stopped me before I said that.
I said that at the beginning of the episode. Don't
Marcus,
even.
shake your head. See you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.